Hey Vlad, how are you? Are you doing? Congratulations on being fast. Anyway, so today we're going to be trying to make this something like this. I think this is by Gaitan Moundun from Overwatch. So let's try to do it. But I'm going to do the texturing in Substance because I think it's going to be much easier and faster. You good? Nice, nice. Hello Seba, how are you? How are you doing? Okay. So we're not going to do the texturing in Blender. Like I said, we're going to do it mostly in Substance. We want to start going for a professional workflow because I want to be selling these on ArtStation and put them up on for sale on Sketchfab as well. So we have to use this. Keith, good afternoon from the USA. Hey Keith, how are you? How are you doing? How is the US? What part of the US are you from? Just set up everything here. Yeah, I want to start up by obviously blocking. So I think I could use something like a 20mm. Let's block out the river. Roughly. So can raise the camera a bit as well. Also just add some sort of platform here. Let me come back to 0.05. Hey Telemoi, how are you? It's been a while. What have you been up to? And how are you finding Uganda nowadays? And glad you're back. Nice, nice. Never give up, how are you? As well? How is your day? Are you on the East Coast? And it's cold and snowing. So you are indoors? Are you at work or what? Because it's afternoon and Wednesday. Like, how are you doing? Are you at work? What? Hey, Nano Studio, how are you? Hello, Nikori. Glad to see you guys. Yeah, like I was saying, we're going to be doing this in Blender, and the texturing is going to be done in Sketchfab. Sorry, in Substance Painter, because in case I want to use this in Unreal Engine or anything, I want to be able to do that. And since Unreal Engine only accepts, doesn't really work with Blender shaders, I want to start working with a professional workflow, to use a professional workflow. Yeah, I want to start by blocking out this. It is great, and you? It's been good. It's been good as well. Can't complain much. Can't complain too much. Blocking state can sometimes be a bit boring, but it's a very necessary part of the process. Let me just make sure that I have good lighting, a good lighting angle here. Now maybe pull the camera a bit back. Blocking is really helpful because it makes it easy for you to manage your time and not waste time on things that are not really going to matter. Come here. Just roughly block out everything. Push that in. Okay. Okay. Not bad, not bad. I think we can even start adding some bit of texturing detail to these. We don't want to just go into a block. We don't want just to do blocking for like, I don't know, 30 minutes. Let's start detailing and work out a better way to approach the texturing. Okay, I think I'm going to grab this. This wall, just model that. I think it should be something like this. Let me give this a bevel. And harden. Hey, Christian, how's Argentina? And greetings too. How are you? I'm just recreating this scene from Overwatch, and I'm going to be using Substance and Substance Painter for the texturing. But yeah, and we want to create a module to build this out of modules or modulars. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I want to, instead of making it as an entire single block, I started trying to find the best approach. So I want to create several pieces that we can put together, and yeah, you'll see what I mean in a moment. Control L, object. Hey, thank you for subscribing. Saito Clap, thank you. Will I be able to see this live after it's over, or for only members? No, this is going to, my live streams are always available for watching later. If you're not seeing them, just go to the channel. In the live section, you'll see all the previous live streams. I call this Venice. It's hot over 35 degrees. Yeah, it's also hot, really. It's hot here as well. Are you at work? Are you at home? What time of day is it there, Christian? Okay. Okay, now let's test this out in Substance. So I think I'm going to come here. We don't need the bottom faces. I want to minimize our UV space. Oh, sorry, to maximize our UV space. So let me maxim, and I just have a UV editor here. Just unwrap this. Control E, unwrap. I think, can I just do that? Unwrapping it takes a lot of time. Depending on what you're doing, but I don't think it should take too much time here. Just looking at these UVs, making sure that I can unwrap them in an economical way, so we maximize the UV space we have. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm also going to come in here and just add a seam to that, and maybe add a seam to this. And when you have these crooked angles here, they tend to use too much space, so I'm also just going to remove those. Hey, Burning Bright, how are you? Glad to see you. It's 14:30, so about 8 p.m. In Buenos Aires. Nice. How is Buenos Aires, other than it being hot? Like, how is the VFX industry there? Hello, Vlad. How are you? Glad to see you. It's 35 in Pennsylvania. Oh, I've heard that read as Pennsylvania, but yeah, it's really. It looks like it's supposed to be pronounced Pennsylvania, but for some reason, you Americans, with your pronunciation, you call it Pennsylvania for some reason. Anyway, nice. Okay, so let's do some quick texturing here. I'm going to export this as selected objects, FBX. Let me come to Substance Painter here. I think I might want to, let me just add some room for a PureF to be visible. I'm good. Are you working on anything exciting, Burning Bright? Okay. Now we're on this. Okay, let's import the where is that? Date modified. Okay, where am I saving this? It should be in 2023 Feb Venice. Now let me re-export this. Export. Okay. Yeah, so we have this First thing we do is bake. Here's my bake settings, bake mesh. I'm good. Pennsylvania, like Dracula City. Yeah, I don't get the reference. Anyway, let's do 2048 and bake. I already have some brick textures I'm going to use. So let's see. Brick. Okay, and that's the beauty of substance. In a minute, in less than a minute, we have some textures. And nothing these days. Have you upgraded your graphics? Yes, I have. Let me show you quickly here. Yeah, I upgraded the entire system. I'm now using i9 GPU with 32 GB of RAM and a 3070 8GB. Yeah, so this is quite an upgrade from the previous one, and I'm happy with it. Trying to see what is the best brick I could use. Some of these are really heavy, even for my PC. Let me use this. You can see the UVs on this are not following the right direction. I could rotate them here, but what I'm going to do is just come here and rotate these islands. Actually, these are going to be taking up a very tiny space of this UV space because we want to add more objects. So I'm going to grab, and actually I think these UVs should be more straightened, and I'm going to just, we could use UDIMs for this, but I've not tried the UDIM workflow with Substance, so I'm not going to do that. Let me just rotate these, just make sure that I have them somewhere so that I can optimize my UV space. Yeah, we're trying to be very professional nowadays, and just make sure that we create stuff that clients can use in whatever applications they want. So export FBX again. Okay. Use masking in Substance. Yeah, I could do that, but since I'm going to be doing a lot of meshes, I'm going to be using a lot of meshes. I'm thinking just going to use this here. So rotated the UVs. Do I need to bake again? I think so. Very nice upgrade. Congratulations. Thank you. Eclipse. Thank you. Let's rotate this. Scale the UVs. Scale this down. And yeah, we definitely need to use some masking. So this, let's add a mask on this and just select this. Just use yeah. Let me extrude this out of that, and let me create another clear mask and just select this time. And this time for this, I'm going to scale the UV map even further. Yeah, so that they're matching. Yeah, another thing I might have to do, actually, I don't think I might have to also create another mask. Oh, no. Actually, I don't. I think all I need to do is just bring this up and just select this face. Interesting. Why is it not? Okay. Let's also search for concrete. By the way, you can go Substance Painter. I think I made a video about it. They have a website where you can download these free materials. They have a ton of them. And actually, I should have that opened. Just search for Substance Materials. This website. This website. Hello, Kenyan. How are you? How are you doing? Congratulations, man. It is amazing. At last, work shows. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, they have a lot of they have a ton of materials here. Let me see. Concrete. Yeah. Just grab this. Concrete. And I need a mask. And I think I'm just going to select these faces, this, and this top part. And I think it's this here. And we can go to the height map and just make sure that it's not is replacing the old. And like that, we have something. We can add in some dirt. So let me create some dirt material, a new layer here, and just look for a dirt mask. New fill layer. I'm going to use something like this here, just to have some dirt on top of this. Just give it. Okay, I think that's a good starting point. Maybe you can also get some ground dirt. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. So let's export these textures. Export textures. Let me call them export them into call this textures. And I think that's it. Export. Go back to Blender. Export a new material. Call these walls. Textures. Bring this in. Perfect. Control link materials. Okay, now we can start with this. So we let me just reset the origin 3D cursor, origin 3D cursor. Okay, now I can start changing things up. I don't need these anymore. I can come in. Come in now, just duplicate this. And so I don't want this to go over, so actually I'm going to just apply the scale here and just edit this a bit. I'm using the slide so that I'm hitting G twice so that I can slide the edges. If you just pull them, you can see the texture gets squished. So I'm hitting G twice to slide, and so I have something like that. Then, yeah. Now I can grab this Hello, all-in-one tutorial. How are you? Hey, 2D Khan, how are you? How are you doing? Glad to see you. Okay. I'm going to, I think I need to push this a bit. Let me see. Can I apply scale? I would need, I don't want to just move this around because that stretches the texture, but I want to, let me just duplicate this. And actually walls usually have a gap like that, so I'm okay with that. Okay. You can see in a matter of minutes we have some good looking wall. We can use the same wall here. So let me remove this. Just, yeah, I really love this substance and builder workflow. How did you change the environment ground? This is just a plane with a grid texture. It's a plane with a grid texture. Nothing fancy about it. Okay. Let's see. We can create this wall. Let me see. Actually, we could. I'm trying to see what else we could use here. Maybe create a few walls. So I'm going to, let me see. Let's first create our river here. Now this is going to be at the height of our river. Apply scale and subdivide this. Then add mount raise. Okay, and displacement. Hey, thank you for subscribing, Code2 TV. Thank you. And if you're new here, it would be amazing if you subscribed and liked. We are already at 33 likes, so thank you guys. Let's do clouds here. Want shade smooth. Strength is a bit too much, so let me bring it down, and I think I can extrude this down. Extrude this down. Make sure that I'm displacing in the Z direction only. Okay, I think because we have mount resolution on, we do I even need that? Let me use subdivision surface for this and just bring this up and add, is it called Shift E on these edges. Hello, Babahan. How are you? And hello, I don't know, I can't pronounce the name, but hello too. Hi, bro. Maybe change perspective on the top left view. Are you trying to recreate the bottom left picture or just reposition stuff? No, I'm trying to recreate the bottom image. But we're not really going to be recreating it one-to-one. We're just using it as a reference. Thank you, Dino Teaser, for subscribing. Thank you. And how is Indonesia? Hello, Xenoxy. Yeah, so this is going to be our river. Let me create a water material here. We can use make the water bluish and use transmission, no roughness or very little roughness, and wondering why the water is too reflective. Never considered watching Blender streams? You are doing God's work by teaching people around. Thank you. I think you can learn a little bit more than in live streams than in tutorials, because you can see how things are progressing, which you rarely see in other type of content. But thank you. Okay, this I can extend this. Me also get a noise texture. I'm not going to do the water in substance because I don't think it would work very well. It doesn't. It would take me more time to do it in substance than in Blender, so that's why you see I'm doing it in Blender. Though I said I would do the texturing in substance. So this is the only thing we're going to do. What is the only thing we're going to texture in Blender? Yeah, I want the water to maintain a bluish color like that. Maybe this is a bit too high. Yeah, something like that. And let me see. I can grab this wall. Just duplicate it, make it extend all the way. And I think we can also use it on this side. Do you know any way I can use Substance Painter for free? There are ways, but I can't say on stream, so you definitely can. Thank you, Kamza Tawatwat. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, but thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. And thank you guys for 60 likes. 39, yeah? 39 likes. Thank you. Let me also bring in some trees using quick trees. Hey, thank you, Kishu, for subscribing. I appreciate that. Hey, Kapil, how are you? How are you, man? Glad to see you. How is your morning? Hello, Mohammed Taufik. I'm glad to see you. Can you explain it in Discord or something? You can probably type into Google how to download free Substance Painter and find something. It's really easy. Kapil, did you do any jogging today? Yes. Okay. I think this is a very iconic building, so let's start making it. See how it will go. Bro, can you make videos on Blender 2D? Blender 2D? Like what sort of 2D are we talking about here? Do you mean like anime stuff? Like what type of 2D? Yeah, GD guides are there. I think there are people here in chat who could even help you. Anime stuff? Yeah, I guess I could maybe make a video on. Let's make this wall here. And I think this wall could be used as this wall as well. So let me create and we only need to create one side that we can block out. You could use to block out. So let me create something like this. Okay. So that's going to be our wall. It doesn't have to be too detailed. We're going to let the texturing do the heavy lifting. Basically, use textures to add most of the detail. I'm creating this detail here. Okay, that's going to be that. And I'm also, let me see, I'm going to push this out, and I can also just duplicate this into its own object, selecting this side, selecting this side, and just origin 3D cursor. Okay, we want, yeah, something like that. So we have two walls. So this here and this should help us make this. Bro, when I extrude my armature, there's two armatures coming out. How do I solve it? It's possible that you have the symmetry option on. So you see this option here? Huh. Yeah, it's possible that you have that on, though I'm not usually works. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I don't think you can. That is the issue, because it's not happening for me, and I guess it would not. Because symmetry works only if you have named your armatures a certain way. So yeah, maybe it's a bug. I don't know. I'm not sure. Thank you guys for 48 likes. I appreciate that. And thank you, Kishu, for subscribing as well. Thank you. Okay, have this piece. We can also work on this detail, or this detail here. So let me come in here. Think we just duplicate this, make it big, I think, and that should be enough for that top detail. Can even Like I said, we don't really have to be super close to this. It doesn't really have to match exactly. I think, let me scale this up. Origin 3D cursor. Origin to 3D cursor. Okay. I also need this part here, and that's just going to be another extrusion of, or just this here, straightened. Remove the inner parts. Origin 3D cursor. And to save on UV space, I'm going to just remove this side. It's not necessary. This side is not really necessary. Okay, we have that. We have this. Let's do the top piece, which is just another plane. Let's make sure that they are it's the same size as this, so they can snap. Nice. Origin to 3D cursor. Started animating from 2 days ago and chose Blender as first software. No, that's a good choice. Stick with it. I think you should stick with it. Blender is a great software. Okay. And I think all I need is an arc. So let me. Yeah, something like that. Shade smooth, auto smooth, I like that. And yeah, we only need one side of this arc. We don't need to, we can use symmetry and other tricks to make this work. So that's this music. And I think this should be okay. I need these contours or whatever they're called. I'm just going to grab this edge loop up to the bottom like that and just Control B. Control B like that. Just come to the bevel and just do some custom profile. Okay, I think I'm having issue with this line here, so I'm just going to make a cut so that I can remove this one here. I also don't need this line. So I was creating a few issues. So Control B. We need more sub segments. Yeah, that's giving us a nice profile. I can come in here. Push this. And oh, thank you for subscribing, Dimas, a gang. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so we have that, and I think with that, we just left with these top pieces, and we should be done with most of this. We can find a design we could put in the middle here. Now this we will use symmetry for the other half. We don't need the bottom face. Any faces you don't need, you can remove them so that you minimize the UV space. Okay, we have that. And these things here, we could just use these, whatever these are. So we can do the roof part, which should just be, which we can also use this as the roof part as well. I'm just going to play with this a bit. Maybe scale it on the X a bit. And remove some of this detail. Smoothen this angle a bit. Yeah, that should work for the top part there. And then I want to measure everything on this wall. Like that. And I think we need some detail like this. Just round off that. Yes, duplicate this a few times, and we have that. Auto smooth everything. And let's unwrap this. Yeah, the videos are always saved. The videos are always saved. You just go to YouTube. If you're not seeing the videos, you just go to YouTube. And live, you will see the live streams, all the live streams, previous live streams. Okay. Is it time to, we can do this roof thing, and we should be good. The roof thing, we could just do something simple. And it doesn't have to be in that triangular shape. We can add that detail later in. I'm just going to create a shape like this. Maybe these are pushed out too much. Yes, a shape like this, and give it another face here. Some detail. Hopefully that's a good detail, and we can do the top part. Insert, extrude. Yes. Yeah, that piece like that. Okay, so let's look at what we have. Just going to grab everything, Control L, give this a bevel modifier. Auto smooth like that. Control L, link. Okay, Now it's time to UV unwrap this, and then we can do the texturing. Just going to do unwrap. Hey, go one by one. One by one. Unwrap this. Ctrl E, maxim, unwrap. Just correct this a bit. Unwrap. Okay, that's one. This should be easy to unwrap as well. Yep. Come to this. This might be a bit. Just need a look. We don't need these bottom faces. We're just going to add work. Ctrl E, maxim. Then unwrap. I'm going to just make sure that this is unwrapping correctly, and we want mostly straight lines because that will help with the UV spacing. So let's see. Unwrap. Grab these faces. Okay, I think this is okay. This is okay. Except maybe for this. Don't worry guys, we are about to jump into the fun stuff. Just have to get the boring stuff out of the way first. And UV unwrapping is, yeah, definitely the boring stuff. We come in here. Unwrap this as well. And like I said, I don't want a lot of angles. Yeah. So now if remaining with this top piece, which I'm going to unwrap like that. And I think we are unwrapped. Hey Zigzag, how are you? Where have you been hiding? Okay, let's unwrap these. I use average, I think it's called average islands, and pack. Now remember the first item we UV unwrapped, or we worked on, are these two. Don't forget them. They're going to determine the position of these. Because remember, we want to use one single texture for most of these. So I'm just going to select these. You can see where they are in the UV space. Just going to, I think I can pin them so that they don't move. Just pin them and I pack. No. Unwrap. Hopefully these have not moved because they already have our textures on them. So I'm just going to how do you see only that object? I use the / on your keyboard, which has the question mark. So it's called the isolation key. It's basically isolating objects. Okay, so I want these. Okay, let's see how we could best use this UV space. I'm just going to place everything here. Perfect. I think that's good. Then export FBX selected only. Replace this. Come back here. Edit. Configuration and just re-import this. Yeah. Let me see what's going on here. Because I need the old. Why this? Huh. I see. Okay, so one thing I forgot to do is remove this material. So let me first undo. Can I undo this? Undo. I actually make my life simple and just select all of these and just create a new material called for exporting. I just call this export. Control link materials. Oh, this should also be included. Control L materials shader. Let me see. Make sure that my UVs are okay. Okay, then I can export again. Did you learn Substance Painter? Yeah. I've been using Substance Painter for a while. Been using it for a while. Okay, so it seems that we lost the brick textures and material setup, but that's okay. Adding them back isn't that hard. So let's re-import everything and bake again. I think you are the only one live streaming Blender, and I'm always watching you. Yeah, there are not a lot of Blender live streamers. There is the official Blender channel, where, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name, but he does a lot of Blender live streams. But it's usually Blender news, nothing more. Brick. Yes, bring back the brick material. And we have to just use masking for this because the UVs, the UV maps don't match very well. But I think I can, since I have this selected, let me just unpin and first also get the average scale and then pack. Yeah, so pack like that, and I just, yeah, so let's maintain different textures for different things. So I'm just going to maintain this island. What is this? This seems to be taking up too much space. I shouldn't. You have to do some planning when doing texturing like this, but it's how the professionals do it, so I should always strive to do it the professional way as well. So okay, I think that's going to be enough. I'm just going to go back, export again. Now let me make sure that my normals are good. Shift N. This should be on the inside like that. How did you learn Substance Painter? Oh, you're asking how I learned Substance Painter. Basically, just watching a bunch of YouTube videos. Okay, file export, and Substance Painter is not really that hard. And you can see what I'm managing to do. If you export the model, just export it as FBX. Make sure you have UV maps. To import it, just go to Edit. You go to File, New, and then import it in. Maybe you could do that. You just import it like that, and you are halfway done. After you import it, you just go to Texture Settings and then bake the textures. You don't really have to touch any of the settings here, other than the size. You can choose the size you want. I'll just use 2K and then bake the textures. So this is just preparing maps that can be used for masks. And then then you just start bringing in materials like this. So this brick material, I can just bring it in and drop it onto this like that. But I think the best way is to just work with folders. So I can create a brick folder, red brick folder, and just drop in all the bricks, just bring in the brick material there, and then I create a mask onto that folder, like a black mask like this, and just select the meshes that will have a brick material. So yeah, those, let's see what else. Yeah, that wall, this wall too. I think these walls as well. And then you can create a concrete material, a concrete folder. Yeah, Pablo does a lot of Blender live streams, but he's not making tutorials. He's just doing new features, talking about new in this. Okay, create a mask on the folder, and I just select the faces that are the objects that should have concrete. And you can see how quickly this is. Yeah, doing this in Blender could take some time. That's why I prefer Substance for this kind of thing. Just selecting all the objects that are going to use the concrete material. And I can call this, I think, roof or metal. Create a new folder. Call this roof. And I get a metal material. You also have smart materials. So let me use, I think I could use, I don't know, this bronze for the concrete, for the roof. So let me just drop it onto that. But I only want this for the iron sheet, for this. This should be using concrete, so let me select that. I see concrete. You see. Okay. So this is where we are at. This should also be using a concrete material. So let me make sure that I'm selecting them. these. Maybe this as well. Okay, we have a tiling issues. Tiling issue. These bricks are too big, so I'm going to just come into the red brick folder and just scale the bricks down. I think this here is reasonable. This scale is reasonable, but this is too big, so I'm just going to duplicate a different brick here. Give it a mask. And just make sure it's only being used by this here. And just scale that even further. It's also creating an interference, so I'm just going to make sure that the height map is replaced. Yeah, so that's a good one. And also need another brick material. This time, let me clear the mask, but this time it's just going to be for this wall, this wall here. This can be scaled up as well. Just going to be for this. Make sure that the scale is right and the rotation is right as well. Yes, something like that. Let's look at what we had before. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Now that we have those pieces, we can add things like dart. So I'm just going to go create a folder up here, call this dart, and just search for dart masks. Or you can even look for smart materials that have dart on them. Yeah, maybe something like this. It's going to replace everything else, all the other materials on here. And you just bring this up. But you can go in and start removing some stuff. Okay, it would be too many things to remove. But I think I like this. This could work well for this iron sheet or for this roof. So let me just create a mask and just make sure that this roof is using that. Thank you for subscribing, Mohana Krishnan and Bog G. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you Vedant for subscribing as well, and Dimas Agung. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, I'm going to make sure that this is just using a specific color, a different color. I want the same color as this, so let me. Yeah, this paint should be. Yeah. Okay, let's add some dart on top of this. Just going to go to the masks here. Let me see, dart. I need to create a new fill layer and just bring in some dart. Just use something Just introducing some variation in this. Also make sure that I'm saving this. I don't want the project to crash. Let me call this Venice. Hey, 62 likes. Thank you guys. Thank you. Can't you select the brick parts and invert it? Yeah, I guess I could have done that. Just didn't think of that in that moment. Yeah, there are several ways to do things. I should only use the base. And I'm just going to come into this mask and edit it a bit. Could be this. So thank you, Phantasm, for subscribing. Yeah, let's try this and see how this comes out. Export textures. We want the textures to be, let's change this to 4K. Actually, let's try 8K. This can crash your PC if I don't know if mine will even handle it, but let's try. Let me make sure that I've saved. Okay, export. What's the next step in your learning? Mine is hard surface modeling, hard ops, and box cutter. I think it's the same path that I'm on right now. Just improve my modeling skills, my programming skills, and I just basically improve my asset creation process. And I'm trying to scale up, and that's and actually how to scale up my business, because that's what I'm struggling with mostly. I don't even have to better my skills in 3D modeling. I just have to get better people who can do 3D modeling better than me, and see how I can expand my business. But that has been the hardest part of the process, and it's the most important part. Did I export or did I cancel the export? It's the most important part. I don't really have to improve any. Okay, it's necessary for me to improve my 3D modeling skills and everything, but it's more important for me to learn how to scale my business, and that's what I'm focusing on mostly. And it also has been the hardest yet. Let me make sure that I've exported this. Okay, I don't think it had finished exporting, so let's try exporting again. Hey, I'm new to the channel. Why are you using Adobe Substance Painter for textures? Because the main goal is just to make models that other people can use, and not everyone uses Blender. Some people use Unreal Engine, and I also want to explore Unreal Engine. So models that you create in Blender with Blender materials and Blender textures don't really export well in other DCCs like Unreal Engine. So you'd have to do the job twice. So if I model this in and texture it in Blender, if I go to Unreal Engine, I would have to do the texturing process again because Unreal Engine textures are not, Blender materials are not supported in Unreal or any other application. But if I use Substance Painter, then I can just export it to Unreal Engine or any other application and it works just fine without needing to ever redo the thing. You can't do them in Blender, or are you doing more precisely? No, I'm just trying. And texturing in Substance Painter is also much faster than Blender. And this is how professionals do it. And I'm trying to do this professionally. So that's what I'm doing now. Just going with a more common workflow. Yeah, I think I hit cancel. Okay, this is what we have. Okay, this here, this brick here might be a bit too big, but that's okay. Okay. Okay, now these pieces, I'm just going to, let me see. Perfect. I thought this wasn't included in the export. So let me just have these in a collection called parts. Okay. And now let's set this up to create this building. I'm going to let me first do this origin to 3D cursor. Duplicate this to make a wall, a building. Okay, thanks. I'm not very good in Blender. Trying for 6 months just to learn and do something, but I think very much about AI. How could I learn it to use it in Blender? AI is still in the early stages. But and I don't think there is a lot of tutorials on how to use AI in 3D application. It hasn't really been applied to 3D applications just yet, or at least not very well. Okay, so we have a brick. I'm also going to export a version where this is just concrete. So I'm going to come here, remove this, and make sure that these walls are also concrete based. Yeah. So file, export textures. At this time we are going to export these in a different folder. Call this concrete. Export. Okay, then I can duplicate this into a tower. I also have this piece that I can use here. Just need to make sure it lines up correctly. Origin to 3D cursor. And I think I'm going to use a mirror modifier for this. Okay, this is supposed to be here. Origin to 3D cursor. And apply rotation. What do you think is the best program to make clothes? That's Motherless Designer. It's actually the standard application for making clothes, 3D clothes, at least to my knowledge. Okay, let me see if this has finished exporting. Oh, it's still exporting. Yeah, let me come back to this. We need 1, 2, 3. Seems like the middle one is a bit bigger. I'm not sure. Anyway, just duplicate this and duplicate it one more time to line things up. Line things up. Just like that. I think we can get this here, duplicate it, and just this thing here, just have it here. Scale it. I don't think it's necessary to scale it. I'm just going to use an duplicate it like this and just let me push. Okay, I think might have made a mistake here. Just should have included. I'm speaking more about the programming part of Blender using Python scripts, but also reference photos as though the programming part, that's still new because I've tried using ChatGPT for programming in Blender, but it creates a lot of errors, so it's not there yet. Especially if you're doing something complicated, it seems to make a few minor errors, and I know with programming, small errors will break anything. Will just break the scripts. Okay, we have that side of the wall. That I can grab another piece. I think one of these, yeah, one of these are just let me see. We have this. This should be one of the walls here. Like that. Let me make sure that I have ambient occlusion turned on. It should make things look more better. See if substance had, okay. I think it's done exporting. So we should have two materials for this. I'm just going to create a new material here, call this concrete, because I just exported a concrete only without brick version. So let me grab all of that, import it in. And just make sure that this is using that. It's using that concrete block. Just like that. And then I can grab this here. Should go like there. Maybe pushed in a bit. Okay. Okay. Do you need to render those first in Substance Painter and Blender? It's not rendering. Actually, it could be considered rendering, but mostly just exporting the textures. You're not really rendering. You're just exporting the textures, compiling them into something usable. Okay, I think let me remove these and just duplicate this, push it up like this. That this could let me look at this wall here. And I want this to use the concrete material. Control L. Yeah, concrete like that. And can duplicate this. Okay, can just this needs to be like that. It's faster than Blender though. Yeah, Substance Painter is faster than Blender. What did you mean? Did you mean that? Yeah, I think I'm lost on what you were saying. About actually too many errors. What has too many errors? ChatGPT, yeah, it does. But when it works, it's very, very impressive. Okay. Now we can let me see. Grab this, pull them up, and just replace them with Control L. Yeah, with this. Okay, this one I can use an array. And here I'm just going to use an empty. Like this. Then mirror modifier with this and rotate this 45 and just make sure that it's intersecting correctly. Bisect, and we have that. Then another mirror here. Down on bisect, and we're good. Then the roof, we already have a roof piece. This here. Just going to duplicate it. Make sure the origin is at somewhere reasonable. Okay. This is our roof. Again, we need a mirror. Let's use another empty for that. So this, and just use this empty. And I need to rotate this 45 as well. Make sure this is also, we turn on bisecting. And then rotate this at an angle. And we can also add another mirror. From where do you have your assets and materials? For these projects, we have created everything from scratch. We are creating the textiles from Substance Painter. But the Substance Painter materials are from the Substance community. So you can go to substancepainter.com/community assets, or just search for Substance Painter materials, and you can find some materials there. Okay. Yeah, we have the roof now. I just need to give it a concrete piece. And sometimes you don't even have to always go to Substance Painter to do the materials. You can just create, let's say, for this detail here. I'm not going to go to Substance Painter for it. I'm just going to come in here. Push this, rotate this, and rotate this like this. Push this in. And use this empty as a mirror object. Make sure we have bisect on as well. And again, like I said, we don't really need to unwrap this or to texture this in Substance. I just need to, let me do smart projection. Just need to find the UV map, the textures we're using. I think it's this, and find somewhere to add it. Oh, thanks. And the assets from where? Because I saw you have many assets on a past stream. I'm trying to find a place to get them for free or a cheap price. I make my own assets. Yeah, so all the assets I have in most of my assets are I've made myself. So oh, we also had. So you can just create your own assets slowly by slowly, and your library will grow. The way I did mine. Okay. Just going to select all of these parts and just okay, that's where we are. Took us a bit of time, but we got there. Of course, we can make all the other buildings, but I'm just going to take advantage of my library, bring in some buildings, pre-made buildings from different projects. Yeah, this should be good. It's a nice asset that is, I think, well detailed. Needs to be edited a bit. I remove these steps. Shift G, collection, just okay. Let's see. Have this other building here. Can bring that in as well. One thing to make sure that I think I'm just going to have this closer to the water. And I think I'm going to bring this wall forward. And I think can replace this area with this block that is textured. We can use this already textured object to make steps to make other things. So I'm going to turn this into steps. And can grab this. Now, I don't like that the textures are repeating too much here, so I'm just going to grab this and just move these around. I can actually just do a smart project. Just find somewhere with concrete material and just have that there. I want to find a better angle for this house. Now, we need to change the lighting a bit. I'm just also going to grab this building here and shift. Yes. Have other buildings, maybe this one in the background. And want to cast some shadows. And I'm going to replace these steps with these ones here that are already textured. Okay. Just bring in more buildings. Change maybe the sun angle. Hey Hamonas. Hamanos. How are you? What are you gonna do for the sky? The sky. Yeah, what can we do? We could add in some clouds. Yeah, let me bring in a sky background. Clouds and yeah, I can use that as the sky for now. Maybe even add in some transparency. Let me see, do I have an interesting bridge? Oh, I have these. Bridge, which kind of bridge should I use? Did you make any video on Presidio Sky? I don't think I have. I have not made. I want to create an interesting shadow. I'm going to go to this concrete and just make it a bit more white. So let me use RGB curves here. Yeah, make it more white like that. Let's add in some trees. Maybe palm. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is an environment where a palm tree would grow, but I'm just going to use it because I'm not sure what other okay. Let me add a volume. Just to create some separation. Any tips on landscaping? Tips on landscaping. I can't think of any right now. Yeah, I can't think of any right now. Sorry. Let's see. Add more. Let's see, what else can we add? Probably get away by with adding more buildings in the background, though they may not match the same style. As long as they're in the back there, we could get away with it. Yeah. I think I'm going to end the stream, today's stream here. Thank you guys. Tomorrow we could do something different. I just wanted to switch up the streams a bit. Maybe we could also go back to the vehicle challenge. I'll make a few vehicles and unmate them for the render engine challenge. See how that goes. Yes, join the base. Yeah, we have been here for 1 hour and 54 minutes. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Though we are ending, we're about to end. Yeah, I don't think I can add more to this. I don't think I can add more to this, but yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, VBase. But yeah, you came in a bit late. Tomorrow I think I'll be streaming around the same time as I started today. So thank you. See you. Your stuff looks great.